What is up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Breaking Down the Play with Vansilli. In this video, we're going to be looking at MambaModeGaming's defensive play and defensive setup versus BeastCoast during the Pulse Series Upper Bracket Final. The reason why I took this clip was for three things. First off, the composition and setup that MambaModeGaming had now that Sage has pretty much been nerfed and now rendered not as useful on mid-side holds on split. The second one is I wanted to look at their great retake on B. And then the third one is I wanted to look at how they adjusted their defense based on that retake into the next round. So let me just rewind real quick, so we can look at the composition. So the agents. The tournament itself for the Pulse Series, I've actually noticed that there weren't many Phoenixes or Rays that was picked in the matchups. And more we saw a lot of Reyna on this map, on Ascent as well, and even on Haven. And I think the reason why we're choosing Reyna a little bit more is because she could basically be very aggressive. If she takes damage and gets a kill, she could run away real quick with a dismiss. Or if there's nobody trying to trade her out, she could actually self-heal with a Devour, which would be great for her to use and have individual plays. So it allows two agents right now to be super aggressive in your composition. One being the Reyna, the other one being a Jet operator, where you could pretty much dash away whenever you can. And last but not least, when you're looking at the rest now of this agent composition, well, this is a big exception right now. We did playing as a Viper. MambaModeGaming is pretty much the only team / organization that ran Viper consistently in all of their maps, with the exception of Haven. So I wanted to have a look at that and see how she was actually used in this setup, and the rest is pretty standard. A Killjoy or an Omen or a Cypher or a Brimstone, still very good, right? So not having a Sage, having a duelist that allows to self-heal, it gives you a bit of a flex agent for the fifth agent, which is why you see Viper as we did, and you see here for BeastCoast's side, it's going to be a Breach with Elevate. All right, so let's move forward and look and see how the defensive setup is actually done here for MambaModeGaming during this freeze time. So far, pretty standard here. As you can see, all of the utilities of Killjoy being placed towards the A side. You see right now with this pause that I'm going to put right here that at this circle here, it's basically a one-way Viper Cloud that was placed by Weeded, and both of these two players are just going to group together and play towards Heaven side so they can play Retake on A. Interesting enough, though, is that MambaModeGaming are also playing Retake on B, so they have the remaining three players actually set up on this mid side. So look at this. So you have right now Osias as the Jet. I can't remember which weapon he's using here. Could be a rifle, or also definitely could be an AWP. I'm assuming an AWP at this point because it's 7-1. Let me just rewind real quick. Yes, right? So he has an AWP right here. So he has an AWP looking down towards the sewers, and if anybody tries to wide swing or not from the Ramen side, he could get a pick and dash away. But if you're actually also looking at the Reyna over here, the Reyna is in a position so that if somebody comes in close and tries to chase after Jet to as she runs away and dashes away from a shot, then at least Chase as the Reyna could actually trade off or get a kill and dismiss himself away as well, giving an opportunity for maybe a 1 kill or a 2 kill advantage for MambaModeGaming at that point, for Peeker's advantage, angling position, and also repositioning on top of that, right? Now everything else pretty standard at this point. The Omen countering smokes or whatever, that's pretty much his job from playing towards this Heaven side. He's just going to try to paranoia or throw smokes or just wait for the right moment for all of his teammates to rotate so they can retake together. But let's give you guys some context into this game. So far, it's 7-1, right? The setup right now for the defensive side hasn't changed at all, or not much, at least for MambaModeGaming started during this whole half, which means that at this point, 9 rounds into this game, BeastCoast kind of sees now that they play the B site on Retake with 0 utilities. They are also playing Retake on A, but A has so many utilities with the alarm bots, the turret, a two-man stack towards Heaven on top of that with the nano swarms. They just wanted to take the easier side. So that's how they easily walk into the site. You can see that not a single shot has been shot into sight. And then even Reyna made his way here. Jammy's pushed all the way towards spawn, open plant, and he even catches Critical off guard while Critical is trying to put a lockdown in. So now he dismisses away. They're able to get a plant, and it's a pulse plant situation now for MambaModeGaming. First off, I gotta say, as they're all retaking this right now, and they know that the spike is planted towards B, little mechanical thing on my end. Well, I guess at this point, sorry, because Critical was dead. But if he was still alive at this point, I would have definitely recalled the turret and the alarm bot, so I could maybe use it on a 1 versus 1 situation if I'm probably one of the last players remaining. So let's continue on. The retake is coming through. And Osias is just on Heaven. This is just Osias things with a jet trying to look back and trying to get picks, but gets a pick towards Tig that was trying to lurk towards his mid side. For the rest of the time, you could see now that a toxic screen has been put up here by We Did towards this mid line of the site. What I like about this is when the wall comes up, they could basically walk 2 players outside of this B entrance without being attacked by anybody that's lurking towards under ropes here. As you can see right now, the Cypher as Vegas is under ropes, under Heaven, that can get a better shot into the spawn side. So that gives an advantage there for them to retake. So now Osias gets that op kill. We have a paranoia, lots of utilities coming through to blind everybody through, right? So that pushes Osias back into a corner. Zek is now going to be the one that's going to try to help out the team while the other 2 are trying to move forward. But he gets picked off. But look at this. This is where it comes in huge. See, you have a poison bite. A snake bite, sorry, that was thrown here from We Did just at the bottom of the Heaven, because since Vegas already got that kill onto Zek, they know that he's there. So they put him out of position where later on, maybe at this point, Osias could come out and get a frag. This a little bit lucky in terms of timing, right? Chase just got behind the box when the flashpoint from Elevate came out, so that actually gave him a huge opportunity to come out and swing and get the first kill. And because of that, and because of the action is so close, there's nobody there to trade. And he thinks right now that Vegas, that is, now that he's out positioned and he thought he was under attack from Heaven, he's under attack from spawn side, he has to react quick. He thinks that his opponent is super close. So he's gonna peek through the wall, boom, easy kill for Chase right there, because now you get Peeker's advantage. They don't see it coming through. The barrel that comes out first from the opponent's side, and Chase could easily get that frag. Now, I just love that mechanical skill. Sorry if I'm pausing a lot, but because I just love the little details out of every play of Chase right now. So he gets his second kill and goes for a dismiss. So because of a dismiss, he peeks in and out and sees now that there's at least 1 player at B entrance. See, he saw only 1 so far. The other one, you see it from the outline of the Omen, but they only saw 1. He pulls back and is like, okay, I know there's 1 there. Osias is moving forward, and as he re-peeks, now he knows that both of them are there. So that gives the advantage now to go for this defuse, and then it's just going to be Osias picking up the last 2 kills, and boom goes a dynamite. Well, it doesn't because it defused it, but boom goes a dynamite in terms of them winning that round. So I thought that was a beautiful retake there from MambaModeGaming, and a nice little setup that they had for the defense. So now we're just 2 rounds later, and I just wanted to try to highlight a little bit more in terms of how MambaModeGaming adapted to the fact that, they didn't want to let BeastCoast walk into the site for free into B anymore. So you'll see from the setup right now that everything pretty much stays the same, with the exception of just now the alarm bot that's placed by Critical at the B entrance. After that, he runs all the way back towards the A side, puts the same utilities with the nanoswarms and the turret, and at the same time, that little circle again, one-way smoke by We Did with the poison cloud. Same thing with the 3 players here. Now all you could do is, or all you need to do is really focus on this mid side, and this alarm bot, whether it detects somebody or it gets shot off, it's already going to give a sound cue that somebody's already going to be lurking in there where they could readjust that defense. So I think that small change definitely was a small change, but a big factor to make sure that MambaModeGaming stayed dominant on that defensive side. But now this play, as you could see, how we did is kind of dying there. I think that could kind of be one of the chinks in the armor of that defense of MambaModeGaming. So I'm going to switch over to a different clip right now so you could see what I'm talking about. It's actually them versus Luminosity Gaming, where Luminosity Gaming actually won that matchup very convincingly on this very map. So let's have a look at that. All right, so this is where it's 11-3 right now, and Luminosity Gaming is dominating pretty much on the defensive side first. And I was like, oh, it's okay. MambaModeGaming now has defensive side. It should be a little bit easier, but you saw it before when I was talking about how we'd had died. This is basically how they took advantage of it again. So they put this one-way smoke, but they keep trying to peek under that cloud now by trying to get the upper hand versus their opponent. And already Critical just died behind the point of view of we did. So he's trying to go for this wide swing before the poison cloud even comes up. But look at the position right here. There you go. KZ. The position that he has, he's already in that position, ready for that peak coming through from we did. So they already knew that there was a weakness there that they could exploit, because they know that when the cloud comes up, there's always going to be them lurking through and peeking across to actually get that first shot. So they're going to have peeker's advantage versus we did. They get the kill. They move into the site. It's 12-3. And it's an open site. Who cares about the utilities at this point? You could just break down the turret. You could break down the nanoswarm. You move into the site. 5 players alive. And then 3 on a retake. It's going to be nearly impossible. So I think there was a way maybe that you could replay that A Heaven side. And I'm going to show you on 2 simple clips. So look at how Laz from Absolute Jupiter is currently playing his spot. Now using a Cypher instead of a Killjoy or a Viper. You kind of now have cyber cages right on the entrances of A Ramp and A Heaven. And you also have a camera that spots both of these spots without you needing to wide swing or peek into a ramp where you could actually die. Right? If a person is already positioned there, knowing that there's going to be a one-way smoke and they know that you're going to be peeking from this area, well, you're most likely going to lose that fight like we did versus KZ, and like we saw earlier on, even during the matchup versus BeastCoast. So at first, when you actually look at how Laz places his camera and is looking at his camera, he never really moves from this position at all, because the camera does enough work as it is for him. So for example, from where Laz is playing, if I'm actually trying to move up, right, from the A ramp here and move into the Heaven side, no matter where I go into this area and wide swing into the corner or whatnot, I will never see Laz that's hiding inside that corner there. And Laz is going to see everything because he has a camera that sees me walking in. So that being said, what do I do when I actually try? Exactly. What do I try to do when I walk into a site? I'm going to try to clear towards CT first, or towards defender side first. And then I'm going to try to clear ropes. And during all this time, I don't have an angle that allows me to look yet into the corner of Heaven, as you can see where Laz is holding. But then again, if I'm playing Laz's position in this corner of Heaven, look at how much information I get from somebody that's walking into A Heaven before clearing out my angle and before actually seeing me. So big shout out to Esports Doug to help me out with this part of the video, where he's actually walking in to clear as that jet, right? So the jet is looking towards rope, is slowly moving forward. I've already seen the gun barrel. So I already have such a big advantage right now that somebody is coming and she hasn't seen me yet. And on top of that, if that person clears ropes and is clear and is trying to look into Heaven, look at how much I see of my opponent before they actually see me. So at this point, the leg, half of the body, and from Esports Doug's point of view, he hasn't even seen me yet. He's only going to see me once I see half of his head peeking out right here. Right? So that means you could get so much information from a camera looking up towards A ramp, and you also have peeker's advantage and a better angle. Yes, you're kind of cornered if you whiff your shot, but you could still get first shot onto your opponents moving into the site or trying to take control of A heaven. And you can't really be surprise attack because you know how many people are coming in, because ideally you already had a camera up on A heaven that looks into that area to know how many are actually getting ready to move in to attack against you. So I think that could definitely be a good way to play a Cypher in your composition, and also playing a retake A by getting that information from the camera position, and also allowing your teammates to still play a 3-player towards mid and a 2-player stack to retake A side. So that's it. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching, and please comment below if there's anything else you'd like to see or any feedback that you have.